Good morning, everybody. It's Chris here from Serene Education with the 4 Majors Analysis Update for the 29th of August 2011. Hi, folks. Going to be looking at the 4 Majors this morning, starting with the euro against US dollar on the daily time frame. Let's have a look. Beautiful bullish engulfing pattern on Friday. Saw price pulling well above 14,4500 as we wanted. And by clearly doing that, you can also see, if I can just zoom out, price action has now clearly broken above this consolidation range. I said we needed to get above, and sure enough, bullish engulfing has seen price on the Asian market this morning steadily move higher. We have now broken through the previous swing low at 14,100, and we're now attempting the prior swing here just below the 14,500 mark. Trading against that, breakout above that would clearly see 14,700 is our next possible target for the remainder of the week. Higher swings, all looking good for further extensions higher. So, bullish engulfing, broken us above this very strong area of resistance here. Now we need to see price continue to the upside. CT's in our favor, all is looking good. The 4-hour chart will give us a good indication of that breakout. Look at that resistance right along the tops here. A lot of fake outs. Clear indication of higher swings depicting upside movement and a breakout. Again, yeah, a lot of people might have been faked in here, but up, break, and continuation. If you look at where that candle is and the pullback and the continuation, we're at 38.2% now. That is prior resistance, as I mentioned, at 14.55. Need to get above that, and then 100% of this extension would be our next target for this pair. All time frames are bullish go on CTC. So for today, if you can see a break above the 14,500 mark before the going into the US session, then we could see further extensions. As we speak now, you can see in the 5 minutes and 15 minutes, we have a bit of consolidation after the breakout we saw this morning. And what we need to do is just wait for consolidation above 14.55 before we see further extensions higher. Next pair is the sterling against US dollar. Let's have a look. Saw a pullback, which took us through the 16,400 mark, which happened to be a prior resistance level, and we thought, well, bear side looking quite ominous here. And then we knew that the next target would possibly be the 16,500 or the uptrend, and sure enough, on Friday we saw price pulling right back, but towards the end of the US session we saw price fermenting an upside charge and almost a bullish engulfing pattern at this uptrend, and then Asian market session is trading higher this morning as we speak. So as it stands now, we've seen a consolidation, and price has tested a upswing support. So what we want to do is see price clearing above 16,400. It needs to get back up above 16,400 to still be considered bullish. Failure to do so would obviously mean we're just seeing a consolidation to the downside before we see a continuation further lows. So as it stands now, 16,400 is still our intraday target, because we've seen price consolidate this area over a long period of time. Look at the 4-hour, for example, we can see a clear indication of that resistance back here on the 15th, and a lot of support way through to the latter part before we saw breakout on the 24th. So CTC is still bearish on the 4-hour. I don't see a blue candle and blue arrows, etc. So we're still looking bearish on this particular chart. Price is testing a downswing as we speak, swing low, and price is at that level there. So we need to see a definite close above and find support at 16,400 before we see an opportunity to actually trade this pair to roughly the 16,600 mark on the 4-hour time frame to start with. Looking at smaller time frames, you'll notice that on the 30-minute chart we have price testing the 200 period, the institution moving average, which happens to be roughly around a price support and resistance level. So need to see a clear break above that, otherwise a consolidation will take place and it could be a turning point. Notice this area here is going to be the no trade zone, primarily because the institution moving average is in play, and when we get to 16,400 we have a lot of resistance which happen to be a very strong support. So price needs to do a lot of work to gain confidence to break above that, and once we're above that level, then we could possibly be looking for further upside movement between now and then, we're going to see a consolidation range occurring. It's testing this. If it breaks above here, then yeah, there'll be an opportunity to take some pips to this area here. However, I feel that it might be quite it's far better to get that back and then wait for a definite indication from the market what's it doing. On 30 minutes, we're still getting our bar signal. If you look at where price was originally, you can look at a potential target. 61 and 100% is smack bang at 164800. And we take 100% of the initial move up. So price is testing that 50% area, and there's still upside movement. Ideally, we'd like to be above 164500 to see further extension. Otherwise, we could see price consolidating here before we see further extension lower. Next pair is the US dollar Swiss franc. Very good for this one. We had a lot of resistance at 80. Look at that, a full 2 weeks of head banging at 80. We need to see a bullish signal from the US dollar to give us an indication that we're looking for further extensions higher, and sure enough, we got it. Price has tested and broken through the resistance, major resistance trend line, and we're having the first signs of a possible bullish upside movement. We had the blue arrow, now we have blue candles. Clear break and close above this area here, above 81, 8200 would definitely give us food for thought for further extensions. At this time here, we found support here, then we're looking roughly at the 8300 mark as our next possible target, as we've seen prior support and resistance level at this area. And hopefully by then we'll notice we'll hopefully see the CTC actually giving us the indication yes at the moment. Now if we look at this upside movement, the consolidation, it has tested 38.2. Daily, if we break and close above the 83, will take us above 61, and we should be looking at comfortably at the 85.50, and ultimately back up here to the institutional moving average as our next potential targets overall. So ideally, find support here would be our first target, 8300, break above 8300. Second target, possible target, at roughly the 85.50, and above that, way up here to the institutional moving average at 89.50. So things are looking good on the daily. The 4 hour should give us a bullish indication, yes. Hourly, exactly the same. So all looking bullish across the board besides the 5 minutes where we're seeing hesitation creeping in as we consolidate at this area. So close above the consolidation area. So if you just take it for argument's sake, take the 805 as your intraday support. As long as price can stay above that area, then we should be looking for further extensions higher through the US session. So goal today is to see price trading and closing higher than the 0.805. If we can do that, then we should still be looking for further upside movement for the remainder of the week. Last pair of the day is US dollar against Japanese yen. We've seen an upside movement on the Thursday and Friday. Subsequent news out at Jackson Hole didn't correlate, and we've seen the US dollar fall back down towards the support at here at 76.50. Break below that would definitely confirm further extensions lower. Bearish engulfing. It's taken back all those 2 days of hard work trying to break out of this consolidation range. Notice the CTC is still extended lower, and due to that we should still be looking for further downside movement. As I mentioned, this consolidation here, we need to see a kick higher, and your entry level should be in the top end of this here for further extensions, and that didn't materialize primarily because news in Jackson Hole wasn't all that favorable and inconclusive, and we saw price revert to the downside. So a break below 76.50 would definitely confirm further extensions lower. We know the US dollar is trading at an all-time low against the Japanese yen. So price action on the Asian market this morning has seen very indecisive trading at the lower end of the wick, indicating further bearishness, inconclusive. So not a lot of news out today. We've got bank holiday here in the UK market. We've got this afternoon, we've got some core price index month-to-month figures, and then later this afternoon we have the European Central Bank President Tricker speaking, and then we have later at 3 p.m. GMT this afternoon the pending home sales figures. previous figure was 2.4. They're forecasting a negative 0.8, so a real downturn there for pending home sales. It comes out less, so we're going to see a bigger surge on the Japanese yen and the chief outcome. So look for a break below 76.50 for further downside movement. Otherwise, we're going to see a consolidation range at 76.50 again that we saw in the prior 2 weeks leading up to this movement we saw just prior to Jackson Hole. That's it, folks. Hope you have a fantastic trading day. Hope you have a fantastic start to the week. Please, if you are using the CTC strategy, to please back it up with sound money management rules. The beauty of the CTC is lagging, so we're not being faked into trades that quickly, unlike a lot of the other templates out there that you get. But I want you to be aware to rather be patient, wait for the price to give us or to show us its hand before we actually get in. We want to be trading with momentum. We don't want to be trading against the momentum. Very, very important. Successful traders will trade with price. They don't trade against price. So be aware of that. Factor that into your trading. Keep it simple and trade serenely.